stand with regard to neem as a plant protection product? And how do we go forward? What is the status? As every story goes, the neem tree also then and now. Imagine neem has native knowledge for years and thousands of years. And these wild trees were plenty. Wild trees were plenty across the country. Lot of felling of the trees have happened. Number of neem trees have come down drastically. We do not really know number. Long back, Khadi, a village industries called KVIC, had given some numbers on neem tree. We all quote like Ramayana, Mahabharata, same numbers even now. These trees used to give the fruits, it used to fall down. And old people or very young kids, they used to go in the season, collect those seeds or fruits, what we call them, sell them to a local cycle shop wala, puncture wala, and collect some loose change before going home. And that's the end of the story of collection of neem. Similarly, old people used to collect small change and be happy with it. Then thereafter, it used to go to do the cleaning, then sell in mandi. That means the cost of neem fruit at collection point was near zero. It's very interesting part to note. Valuable resource for thousands of years, at least hundreds of years of commercial utilization, the basic value has been always near zero. Next slide, please. Now, the whole scenario has changed quite drastically. Government has many welfare schemes for the poor. Many states have this 1 rupee rice or 1 rupee wheat kg, 100 days of work for food for work scheme, many freebies in many states. Above all, kids have started going to school. Imagine in independence, about 4 crore literate 75 years ago, 4 crore people in India could read and write, literate. Today, 100 crore people are able to read and write. This increase in literacy in the 75 years history, China has done it, India has done it. China has done more like a regimental way. India has done it in a democratic way. But uplifting, imagine 4 crore people to 100 crore people literate is a fantastic. Means kids school even states, these kids who used to go and collect those neem seeds are not going towards the neem fruit now, neem trees now. Old age people in every village by selling or collecting the fruit, sweeping the neem fruit from a tree, that is not an economic necessity because most people in the village, the old age pension scheme is available. General standards of living has gone up. Today, in agriculture, labor earns in most states 300 to 500 rupees a day. In season, it goes to 700 rupees per day. So there's nothing like anybody's starvation here. That kind of abject poverty for hunger is not there now. It's only looking at the comfort levels of having a mobile phone or having a two-wheeler, a color TV. This is now practically happening even among agriculture labor. Today, aspiration levels are good and are able to earn money. Now the story is the money trade has to send labor workers by paying money, engage a tempo or a truck, send them to go and sweep under the trees and collect the fruit. Thus, cost of fruit as an economic unit has started a few years ago. So the free for all resource has got a cost now at the source. That is still not paying for raw material. The collection cost has started. This has resulted in serious cost impairment, as we see in the next slide. Thank you. Next slide, please. All of you, you're all in Neem trade. Veterans are sitting here, among the core folk founders, members, and all the Neem fraternity, story. Whole Neem fruit in our country used to be available for 3,000 to 6,000 rupees a ton. That means less than 50 rupees to 70 per ton was the fruit price. That was about many decades. This price remained as it is. In the last few years, the price of neem fruit has gone up very, very steep. Tamil Nadu, famous for selling white neem seeds, they are quoting 75 rupees to 80 rupees. Some traders are now talking as a direct in percentage in their neem seed or neem oil, and they're linking the price to other content. So it's become absolutely skyrocketing. Imagine whole neem fruit powder. I'm not talking neem fruit powder used as an organic fertilizer. Today, 35 rupees at the B2B wholesale company to company trade level, 35 rupees or 35,000 rupees a ton today is the price of neem fruit powder. Probably most expensive organic fertilizer in the world today is Indian neem fruit powder. At this 35,000 rupees a ton, imagine at least a person has to plant 100 kilogram per acre or 750 kilogram per hectare. Is it really affordable? It is becoming beyond the reach of a normal farmer to think of a neem fruit powder. Now, azadirachtin recovery between 0.2, 0.25 and 0.2% marginal. The cost of raw material alone has possibly about 100 rupees per gram on 100% basis. And the cost of other things like depreciation, interest, finance costs, operations, that will take the figure anywhere to 130 plus per gram on 100% basis. You may all recall just about 7, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 30, 35, 40, 45 rupees was the cost of azadirachtin on 100% basis. No other raw material in agricultural inputs has gone up this multiplier effect in the last 10 years of time. We all know neem is very bitter, but the business of neem is getting more bitter. The balance sheet of neem is getting more bitter. Next, please. High cost of neem, and as I said, it's too bitter. High costs because we have to buy the neem fruit once in a year during the season, and then one has to store it, apply the finance cost, imagine, and all the formulations have become right from raw neem oil to neem fruit powder to azadirachtin. Everything has gone up very expensive now. Neem-based pesticides are taxed like any other pesticide. The GST factor remains same. There is no subsidy from the government, though the neem coating urea is made mandatory for production. We have 32 million tons of urea sold in the country. 32 million tons. I really have failed to comprehend how many liters per ton is used, and do we have so much of neem oil? And if present rate, all of you know neem oil rate is in the range of 250 to 300 rupees a liter or a kilo. It's impossible to imagine 32 million tons of urea being coated with neem oil to get the required benefit. There is no government subsidy for the neem product in the market or at the industry level. Solvents have gone up sharply. N-butanol is now 210 rupees, the solvent for making a formulation. Freight costs have doubled in the last 5 years, whether domestic or international. All freight costs have doubled. The impact is farmers cannot afford such high costs going up further again. Thus, the challenge of how to promote neem or how to use neem economically, this challenge continues as usual. Next. Neem as I said, is a biopesticide popularly used all over. And what is the status? As I explained now, neem alone is expensive, becoming more expensive as years go by because cost of labor is increasing year after year. There is no mechanical harvest. Like example, olives, they take a machine, the handling, the trunk is tightened by two handles, and that it falls down and you harvest it. That kind of a mechanical harvesting technique is not there for neem because there are no organized neem plantations. There is no specific ownership of hundreds and thousands of hectares of any kind. It is widely spread wild trees. Therefore, such kind of technologies don't exist to make anything to increase the cost. To the economy of scale is not possible to bring down the cost, and as a result, manufacturing companies don't make enough money. Farmers find it too expensive. So we know it's big down. What next? Now the R&D has to focus on developing some new combinations of neem with karanjin, anonin, zimbopogon, maybe so many other essential oils or natural and botanical ingredients, some kind of a combination to rationalize the cost of the product and to augment or increase the effectiveness. This is, I think, one major R&D has to go in the industry, how to develop certain combination products. Go next slide, please. Next slide. In my opinion, possibly scientists and industry can think of looking at, go back one slide, please. Go back one slide. Yep. Neem and Karanj example, Karanjin extract or Karanj extract plus Neem can be probably a good combination, as this will sharpen the efficacy on certain target insects. Maybe fungistatic action will improve with this kind of combination. Some economy of scale can happen, cost can new IPs can be there. Like this, my as an apprehension I have is the cost factor now is so expensive. We are finding it difficult to popularize neem among the farmers. It's only going in few crop segments where export oriented crops where the residue of pesticides are tested. In India, something like 4,500 containers of grapes go, some tea for export, some coffee, spices. In the whole agricultural economy, these exports constitute not even 1% of the agricultural GDP. And the residue concept is there appreciated only in such particular segments. Organic is still not a big market today. Therefore, a majority of running business today, that kind of appreciation of non-toxicity or no residue, less residue, is still not come for a value addition. So therefore, the neem industry has to call upon itself and cooperate with universities, neem researchers, maybe combination products or some kind of such research to stay afloat and make it popular. Thank you very much for the time and attention for this presentation.
For more information, visit our website www.worldneemorganization.org. If you wish to become a WNO member, simply click the link in the description box, or you can visit our website for all the membership details and every Neem update. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to never miss a video from us. Our social media handles are given right on the screen as well as in the description box. We would like to thank our sponsors for their constant support.